This is Donna Floyd with Pearls of Wisdom. And my scripture today is found in Mark 10:46 through 52. And this is a story that you have heard. If you've gone to Sunday school as a child, you have heard it in Sunday school and you've heard it all your life. And it's the story of blind Bartimaeus. And I'm not going to read it to you from the Bible. I'm going to tell it to you in my own words. And it's going to come from the way I've always told it. It is the story of how many years blind Bartimaeus sat by the roadside. I don't know, 40, 30, 40. I don't know how old he was, but he was blind and he was begging. We do know those things. And he was doing only what he could do as a blind man, sit and beg with his begging coat on. But when he heard some noise as he sat on the way out of Jericho, he said, "What is that? What is that? What is that noise?" And they said, "Oh, that's Jesus of Nazareth. He's passing through, leaving Jericho." And he jumped up and he started hollering, "Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me." And they said, "Oh, quiet down, blind man. Be quiet. Hold your peace. Hold your peace." And the more they told him to hold his peace, the louder he got. And the more intense he got. "Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me." And as Jesus got closer to him, Jesus stopped and motioned for him to come. So they said, "Be quiet." Told him to hold his peace. He wants you to come to him. So they brought him to Jesus. But before he gets to Jesus, he does something. And I want to stop right here and I want to kind of digress and tell a story. And you say, "Donna, what are you doing?" I'm telling you the story of my mother-in-law. 40 years she believed for the salvation of her husband, my father-in-law. He was not interested in church. He was not interested in going to church. He was either sleeping on Sunday morning late because he had been up playing cards all night long, or he was out fishing. But she cried out to God, and she showed God her faith by hanging up a fresh suit, a white shirt, and a tie. They were neatly hung in the closet. Plastic around them so they wouldn't get dirty. They were hung in the closet. One day, as we were over there on the weekend, my husband said to him, "Daddy, would you like to go to church with us this weekend?" I said, "Believe I will, believe I will." He went to church with us that weekend and got gloriously born again. 40 years, folks, 40 years before she got her answer. And that suit, tie, and shirt hung up all those years. Blind Bartimaeus, let's go back to him. Before he came to Jesus, he threw off that beggar's coat. And they brought him to Jesus. And Jesus said to him, "What must I do? What are you asking for?" And he said, "That I can see." And Jesus said to him, "Thy faith has made thee whole." See, Jesus saw him cast off that beggar's coat. Jesus knew that he said, "If I can but get to Jesus, I'm going to see. I don't need that beggar's coat any longer. I'm going to see." Jesus said, to him, "Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole." And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. Now, when you ask for something from God, what is your faith that's going to go with that? What are you going to do? You've got to have some faith that goes along with that. Just like Bartimaeus, he's no longer blind, Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus, just like my mother-in-law, what is your faith going to be to go with that? Thanks for watching Pearls of Wisdom. I'm Donna Floyd.